This is not my grandfather's or my father's AK-47. Hell no, as you can see, this is a much cooler toy. But can this rifle actually perform as good as it looks? Let's find out. I think I made a point. So as you can see, a full-size IPSC at 600 yards, no match for this setup. And you may say, but Rob, this is 18 by 27 target. Full-size IPSC, basically it's a human-size torso. What if someone is in a prone position or crouching? Excellent question. Let's see. I think that's enough. And boom, even at the Vintage Rifles Shooters Club target, thank you, Steel Ops, as you can see, we can deliver the solid hits. Of course, much less forgiveness on that small plate versus a full-size IPSC. Still outstanding performance from this rifle. Now I'm going to pull the screen out and explain what we got here. Of course, the basic is the GF3 off the shelf from Palmetto State Armory. I knew those rifles, I knew that they can withstand the beating and perform at least up to 12,000-15,000 rounds from our testing. And I also knew that they do have usually very good barrels. So I had no bad feelings about putting all those rails and everything on that rifle, because the worst case scenario, it's a less than $600 a basic rifle. But all joking aside, I wanted to create something what you guys can recreate and have the similar setup at home. So that was the rifle, and we'll go back to the PSA GF3 a little bit later. But going from the rear, and I do have a B5 Systems Precision stock on M4 stock adapter, and links are pinned as a comments underneath of that video. So B5 Systems, M4 stock adapter, and then I choose the Primary Arms 1 to 6 ACSS scope on. This is basically our Recon combo on AK Master mount, and I really like the newest AK Master mounts. They putting the steel inserts to reinforce that section which is clamping to the side rail, and as you can see, it's hard to argue with the results, right? Then up front I do have a Soviet Arms long rail. The one note about that rail, if you're thinking about the purchasing it, let me know and I'll give you the tips what to do, how to install it, that rail stays rock solid, because as you can see, I have IR designator. This is the old model from Zenitco, works good for what I need for my night operations, so it delivers in that regards. But if you're running the IR on it, you need to have that rail sitting tight. And basically what I do with all kinds of rails, I shim them, and you can get the shims, brass shims out of the lofts, and they work great. You can of course use the aluminum cans. People sometimes shim with aluminum cans, but if you want to have a really nice shims made, use those sheets from the lofts and you can mold them and fit them perfectly. And those rails, any kind of rails, guys, even when I was running a Zenitco, I had to shim them after some time because the materials were getting worked out. So it depends how you're using it, right? Anyhow, this is the Soviet Arms Zenitco IR designator, and then of course I got just the standard Harris bipod. As far as bipods, right now you can buy much better bipods. Even if you will go to the MDT, they got a budget option. They just released that bipod for like $99, and it's really good, and the features which are included with that MDT bipod will beat out what I got on Harris. But I got, you know, tons of old Harris bipods, so why not? And it works great on this setup. And then finally up front, I do have outstanding Huxworks Flow 7.62 Ti can. I'm not going to bore you with the details how this can works with this rifle. Obviously it delivers and performs very, very well. If you want to have a really truly scientific breakdown, go to the Pew Science, and they reviewed that can, and you will understand why I'm using it on a semi-automatic rifle. And the Pew Science is doing outstanding jobs with the reviews for the silencers, suppressors, or whatever you want to call them, right? So use these guys, they really are top notch. But that's the rifle setup. So as you can see, there is nothing custom here. This basic shell, the receiver barrel, and basically a gas tube. This is exactly how it is when you're purchasing off the shelf rifle, and I just modify it here in the back and up front to what I needed to do. And why I even created the rifle like this. First of all, I use this rifle as a trainer. This is my trainer, and for the wind game. As you guys know, if you will look that footage, you will see how high that 7.62 by 39 climbs when you're shooting at the 600 yards, and that's of course a lot of exposure for the wind. The ballistic coefficient on those 7.62 by 39 bullets is extremely low, poor performance, but that requires from you to be on the top of your wind game and basically look for the wind and adjust. And you can, if you can manage and control wind on the 7.62 by 39, when you will switch to all other sexy calibers, you will be in the basically a cruise drive. You will have no problem managing the wind and estimating the wind and shooting on the more better performing calibers than 7.62 by 39. But that was my goal. Of course, when you start shrinking the distances, even within the 500 yards, there is really good performance of this rifle, and you can shoot in the different situations. As you can see, I got the front forward grip on it too. I forgot to talk about the grip. So this is a Bravo Company USA forward grip, and this is because I take this rifle for hunting the little creatures we got here. And I'm not going to post any pictures. I do recognize that some of you guys don't like to see the blood on the screen, but let me tell you just that this rifle delivers, okay? Not just on the flat range, but in the practical shooting when we go on those hills and do some control. Then here I do have a Tango down grip, And this grip is absolutely freaking amazing too, but I still add the tennis racket tape wrap on it because I like to have a little bit that feeling to feel more in my hand, and that works just great. Again, all the links are underneath of the video. This is not a custom build. I wanted to have something so you guys can replicate on budget and see how that's going to do for you and what you can squeeze out from it. Is this the best AK on the market? Hell no. This is far from it, but it works for me. That's what I'm using, and that's what I use for this video, and the results speak for themselves. Can you do better? Absolutely. Share underneath of the video what you guys doing, and if you're having a fun taking the AKs to the extended ranges as much as I do. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.